Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I am your host, the DFS Jerusalem, and you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Tonight we sipped the strong drink for the fabulous night we had tonight in the DFS Sweatshop, and it was not me. I bombed tonight. Core 4 was whack. Uh, Lost my buy-in on DraftKings. Not a great night for me at all, but still, strong drink. Tonight, we sipped the Booker's straight Kentucky bourbon whiskey for some of the family members tonight. Man, we had an excellent night in the sweatshop. Okay, all right. First thing first, there's three guys I got to shout out. Number one, Coach Stewart, the big homie. Love you, man. Everything you do in the sweatshop when it comes to PGA is very, very well beloved. We all love Coach Stewart. He's our PGA guy in the DFS sweatshop. Gives us everything we need to cash in these PGA slates. But tonight, he went out and had an excellent monster night. Took down second place, and I believe that was a really good tournament on FanDuel to the tune of 15 hundo for the boy. I think it was a single entry tournament, but Coach Stu tonight, man, excellent showing from you. You definitely deserve to win like you did tonight for all you do for us in the DFS Sweatshop. We are forever indebted to you for your PGA knowledge and just your willingness to be a part of and just be a part of the group, man. We love you. Thank you. The next guy we're talking about is my main man, Emery Fuller. This is a guy that has been in the sweatshop with us for quite some time. He started out, not doing very well, giving me sort of a few ideas, kind of guiding me along the way into helping the sweatshop grow into this really nice family vibe. We had a couple of groups at one point, and he says, yo, we need to get both of these groups together. We've got to get some of the newer guys. Maybe they're not new to DFS, but maybe they're new to the roster building strategy, maybe new to the things that we're teaching. We need to get those guys in with the guys that have been there since day one, merge the groups. I'm telling you, it's going to work out. And that's exactly what happened. So shout out to Emery Fuller, man. He's been doing quite well recently. I've been keeping my eye on him, and I see you, bro. I see you. Good luck to the homie Emery J. Fuller, man. Thank you so much for being a part of the sweatshop for all you do, man. This dude is always mixing it up in the comments. When he was brand new in the group, he was mixing it up in the comments, asking questions. Now he's to the point where he is answering questions, helping the newer guys out, and it's very awesome to see. But tonight, man, we have a king in the DFS sweatshop. I'm talking a super king. The main man, DeAndre Rawlings, went out and went fucking ham. And I'm going to show you exactly what this dude did. I mean, this is nuts. This is nuts. This is the shit that we all play DFS for. This is it. This dude went out. And I'm going to show you right now what this guy did. Okay, hopefully you can see this. Now, this is DeAndre Rawlings winning over $100,000 tonight. That's right, you see it. Over $100,000 tonight. One lineup, $47 buy-in, winning $110,900 tonight. Awesome showing for the sweatshop. That's how it goes down in here. Somewhere there's some sharks like, motherfucker, yeah, fuck yeah, beautiful, and I love it. So a night like tonight where I don't win, we still win because one of our very own went out and took down the $40 buy-in tournament, took down a few single entries with one lineup, one stone. I'm talking on some David and Goliath shit. Bop! Knocked down the giant. He did that tonight. And D Rawlings, man, shout out to you, man. Wonderful showing. Epic night for you. Awesome lineup. We have helped over the last few months. We've helped DraftKings and FanDuel pay out almost $300,000. That's why you need to be in the sweatshop, man. It's not me. It's not me. It's not my picks. It's not me. It's them. It's these cats that are in the group. And these are the same cats that are in our group that are willing to help. When the new guys come in and they have questions, they are the ones that's answering them. They were the new guys at one point. But now they get into it. They get into it, and it's beautiful. It's lovely to see. I'm so happy to be a part of it. And you know what? It's gotten to the point now where I am just a small piece of this huge, large thing. And that's all I ever really wanted to be, man. Just to be a part of something special, a part of something that's changing people's lives. And I can tell you that's life changing right there. It definitely is. It will be for me. I mean, I don't know his situation. He may be already rolling in millions. I don't know. I don't think so. Looks like a regular guy to me. Man, that's life changing. And that's what we're here to do in the sweatshop. So shout out to all the kings of the sweatshop tonight, especially the big homie who took down over 110,000 in cash prizes. Awesome. Pay your taxes, big homie. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the Core 4 review. This was a shitty Core 4. Hey, I throw sometimes. I throw some interceptions. Remember, I am a tournament player. I'm trying to take down a tournament or place very high with every pick that I make. A lot of times, I let the upside get the better of me. This is kind of what happened in this lineup with this Core 4. We're going to start with Mike Conley, a guy that I really liked. Thought he was in a super plus matchup against the Indiana Pacers perimeter game, which has not been very good all year. Conley, 7% owned. He was in position. Brought back 26 DraftKings points for 7.5K. Not a great showing there. Jimmy Buckets was somebody who I was very high on. I knew he was going to be highly owned. I pictured him. I had him pegged at about 20% on a 10-game slate, and that's where he was, about 19% owned, 9.4K, 46.25 DraftKings points, and the game had to go into overtime for him to do this bullshit to us. Horrible game from him. Jonas Valanciunas, 5.2K. The price was fair on him. 7% ownership. The ownership was low. He was in position. He only had 16.5 DraftKings points. And if I had gotten word that Lowry was going to be out of the game, I think I would have made an adjustment. But I didn't find out until after lock. Line's already locked. It is what it is. It happens in DFS, especially in basketball. I can live to fight another day. It's all good. Bankroll management ensured that last night when I had that 7x Core 4 and I 5 times my buy-in, I didn't go ham today. So I didn't give them all of the money back. They got a little bit back, but not all of it. That's cool. The last guy we're talking about is going to be Goran Dragic. 10% was the ownership on him. That was fairly modest. 6.8K was the price. And him and Conley, the blue balls, bro. Because he had 18 in the first quarter. Conley had 20 in the first quarter. 11 in the first quarter, 20 in the first half, and finished with shit for the rest of the game. So it was bad. And it was bad. Very bad. Very bad Core 4. My bad. Did not do well with those guys tonight. And the beauty of what's happening in the sweatshop is guys are making their own Core 4s. They're still getting to the money, as you can see. So, hey, we win some, we lose some. We live to fight another day. Bankroll management is key. We will be moving on to tomorrow's slate. But first, let's go ahead and talk about the feature for plays tonight. Oh, before we talk about that, let me say this was a hectic day. Very hectic day. Because, I cut hair during the day. I'm a waiter at night. So I had to cut some hair today. I had a few appointments early in the day, and then I knew I had to be at the restaurant tonight at 4 o'clock. So good news was my dad, he was like, yo, he called me. He said, man, I see how you're struggling and everything, and, I see you, doing the best you can to make ends meet. I remember last time y'all was here, I saw your car, and I have this old beat-up Honda that I drive. I like it, you know what I mean? It doesn't have heat. It doesn't have AC, but it gets me to work back and forth. It's cool. I'm cool with it, right? My wife, she has the newer car. She has like a 2014 Honda. We got that for her because she transports the children, so she deserves, and her and the children deserve to ride in a heated or cooled vehicle. I would rather my children and my wife to be comfortable and me to deal with a little discomfort every now and again. That's just the man that I am. That's the type of person that I am. So my dad calls me. He's like, yo, I got something for you. I saw the way you looked at my Cadillac when you were here. It's a 2007. I just bought a 2016. I already got 2012. My dad's an old school Cadillac man, And he's like, so son, I'm gonna give you the Caddy. I was like, you gonna give me the 2012, Daddy? He said, no, son. I'm gonna give you 2007. Cool. So he ships it down here to me. I think he's paid like $400 maybe to get like a record because there's people that drive back and forth that do that, pick up cars, drop off cars. So he sends the car down to me, sells me the car for $1. So I go to the DMV, or excuse me, go to the courthouse, pay the taxes on it. They were really nothing. Go to the DMV, bam, get 45 day plate while I wait on the title and everything else to work itself out. Knew I had to come back to the crib so I could do the midday mix. Had appointments and walk-ins coming into the shop. It was a hectic day. Really did not get a chance to get all the way inside the midday mix the way I wanted to, but I did one the best that I could do, and man, just made it to work in time. So by the time we got closer to lock and the Lowry news was coming out and the Oladipo news was coming out, man, I was none the wiser. I just rolled my lineups out and lost my mind. That's just what it was. So really, really crazy day for me, but it was a good day for a lot of you, man, and I'm so proud to be a part of this thing. So let's go ahead and jump into that featured four players of the night. We're gonna start with a who dat scoring all on points over there. Player of the night. We're talking about Richaun Holmes. If you were inside the midday mix yesterday, I told you that's the guy that I liked. I like Richaun Holmes in this matchup. He was only 4% owned, 4.4K was the price. Went out and scored 41.5 DraftKings points, damn near 10x his buy-in. Awesome game from him. Next play we're going to talk about is the how did I miss that play tonight? Now, I went back and watched the video because I go back and I watch the games, then I watch the video to see if I have to eat crow or if I can talk a little shit about a good pick that I made. And I said in the video, John Wall is one of my favorite plays on the slate. My first reaction to seeing it. I love John Wall. Why the fuck did he not make it into any of my lineups? My bad. That was horrible on me. It was because I fell so in love with the mid-level, the mid-tier on yesterday's slate that I just did not pay up anywhere. The furthest I paid up was for Jimmy Butler. And 700 more, I got John Wall, who 6x his buy. I mean his salary. So that was a big interception that I threw. How the fuck did I miss John Wall? I usually roster that guy. Did not get a hold of him tonight. And next is the heat check play tonight. Now the heat check play does not always have to go to the guy that's the highest in salary, or the guy that scores the most points. It just goes out to the guy that above all else goes out and fucking balls. And tonight it is DeMar DeRozan. 18% ownership. I presume ownership on him shot up once people knew that we weren't going to see Kyle Lowry today. But he went out, man, and balled out. 7.8K was the price point. 55.75 DraftKings points is what he brought you back. He was 18% owned. Very, very beautiful play and a great game. Salute to you, DeMar DeRozan. You are tonight's heat check play of the night. Now we must talk about that one motherfucker. And I'm not going to talk too long because this is the player that I really like. I really respect him. He won me a lot of money early in the season. But tonight, just like last night, Jokic, get your shit together, man. You was a motherfucking snowflake with your snowflake ass. How the fuck did you go out after a shitty performance and follow it up with another shitty performance? What's going on? Why are you doing this to us? You're 10.8K, the highest you've ever been all year long. Damn near 11,000. How could you go out and only score 20.5 DraftKings points? Man, you a motherfucking snowflake with your snowflake ass, and I ain't gonna roster you again until after you have a great game. I'm just not gonna do it. I just can't. So let's go ahead and jump into a quick recap of last night's games. We're gonna try to blow through these games very quickly as we do have a really nice slate of games set up for Saturday. I believe that's an 8-game slate, but it starts at 5. So more likely than not, this first game, the Charlotte Hornets going to the Kings, the Sacramento Kings, is not going to be on the main slate. It's probably going to be set aside in a smaller, or maybe even an all-day slate. We'll check on that too. I haven't looked at anything yet. I just finished watching the games and rewatching the show from yesterday. So let's go ahead and jump into a quick recap. We're going to start in Washington, where the Wizards came to town to take on the Philadelphia 76ers in the city of brotherly love. John Wall, man, 40 minutes, 29 points, 14 assists, 8 rebounds. He was on a triple-double watch. Also had a couple of block shots. Really nice game from him. He only shot 38% from the field, 8 of 21. He did not hit a three-point shot, but he did hit 13 of 14 free throws. If he has a better shooting game, that's that 70-point game that we know John Wall can give us at times. Brad Beal in 41 minutes had 40 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. And the hardest thing about this with Brad Beal is the dude had, 40 points and didn't do much else peripherally. And if you're going to just wait on Brad Beal to give you 40 points, you're never going to catch him when he goes off like this. You're never going to catch him. Really good game we saw from him. Martin Gortat, 11 and 11 to go with 1 assist and 1 block. Not a great game, but not a bad game from him. Markieff Morris, not a good game at all, 14 and 7 to go with 1 steal. Otto Porter Jr., not a great game there, 7 and 4 to go with 4 steals. Didn't see much else from anybody off of the bench. on the Philadelphia 76ers side, we talked about Dario Saric in the midday mix. I told you, just lock him in. He was actually good chalk. We knew every lineup, or a lot of lineups were going to have him. We already knew that. He turned out to be good chalk, just like we predicted in the sweatshop. 20 points, 11 boards, 4 assists, and 1 steal. And I can see the salary continuing to climb on this guy. Robert Covington was an awesome play, too. 25 points, 11 boards, 3 assists, and 4 steals. And when this guy is shooting the ball well, 64% he shot, 5 for 9 from 3, and he's actually defending very well, too, the dude could be a monster. He could be a monster because he never makes it above 7K. Chilo Okafor, not a great game there, 11 and 2 to go with 2 assists. Rashawn Holmes, somebody we talked about, 12 and 10, to go with 1 assist, 2 steals, and 5 big blocks. Big defensive game we saw from Rashawn Holmes. Really nice performance there from him. TJ McConnell had a nice game, 10 and 4, to go with 8 assists and 2 steals and a block. And Kurt Cover told us this dude is a fucking lock. Get him in your lineups. And that proved to be true tonight. Next game I'm going to talk about is going to be the Memphis Grizzlies going to Indiana to take on the Pacers. This is the game that my night kind of hinged on this game, because in some spots where I didn't have Conley, I had Marc Gasol, and that proved to be bad plays, both of them. We're gonna start on the Memphis Grizzlies side, where nobody scored more than 11 points. It just was a bad shooting. Look at some of these shooting percentage: 33, 33, 30. 40, 42. Horrible shooting percentages in this game. Tony Allen was the only bright spot. 25 minutes, he had 11 and 7 to go with 2 assists and 5 steals. Zach Randolph had 11 and 8 to go with a block. Mike Conley, 10 points, 5 boards, 7 assists. Started off very hot in the first half, but cooled off and tailed off really bad. Marc Gasol, 12 and 4 to go with 4 assists and 1 block. Not a great game there from him. On the Indiana Pacers side, we actually saw a nice game from Jeff Teague. He had 10 points, 4 boards, 10 assists, while shooting 25% from the field. Not a great game, but it was decent. Lavoy Allen had a double-double, 10 and 10 in his minutes off of the bench. He played 21 of them, had 1 steal and 1 block, while shooting 100% from the field. C.J. Miles dropped 17, led the team in scoring. Also had 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. And we saw a decent game in his first game back from injury from Thad Young. He played 25 minutes, had 10 and 5 to go with an assist, a steal, and a block. Paul George did not do much, 9 and 9 to go with 4 assists and 1 steal. That was not a very good play there. He shot 25% from the field. And Miles Turner, in 33 minutes, leading the team, had 12 points, 6 boards, 2 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. Not a horrible game there from Miles Turner. Next game I'm going to be talking about is going to be the Toronto Raptors at home against the Boston Celtics. If we really thought that Isaiah was going to be in line for a big game, and even more so once we knew Kyle Lowry was going to be out, but that just was not the truth, man. Isaiah had 20 points, 3 boards, and 5 assists in 35 minutes. Not a great game there from him. Marcus Smart was a solid play off of the bench in 32 minutes. He had 19 points, 5 boards, and 4 assists. And we saw a decent game from Jay Crowder, 19 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist in 30 minutes while shooting 6 for 12 from the field, and he had 4 of 9 3-point shots. Jaylen Brown returned to the starting lineup. In 27 minutes, he had 13 points, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. Didn't see much from Al Horford, 8 and 5 to go with 1 assist and 1 steal in 29 minutes. Not a great game on the Boston side. On the Toronto side, we talked about DeMar DeRozan and how well he played. He went out and fucking balled in 37 minutes. He had 43 points, 5 boards, and 5 assists while shooting 53% from the field, hit all 12 of his free throws, and also knocked down a 3-point shot of the 3 that he did take. Chris Joseph got a start for Kyle Lowry, and in his 36 minutes, he had 11 and 1 to go with 6 assists and 3 steals. Not a bad game for him at his price point. And PJ Tucker just stepped into an automatic role, man. In 29 minutes, he had 9 points and 10 boards to go with 1 assist and 3 steals. Pretty good game we saw from PJ Tucker. Serge Ibaka, in his first piece of action as a Toronto Raptor, had 15 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 block at his 26 minutes. That was a pretty decent game there from him. And DeMar Carroll didn't do much with his 27 minutes. He had 6 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. Next game we're going to be talking about is the Chicago Bulls at home against the Phoenix Suns. This was a fairly high-scoring game, man. And if you got the right pieces of this game, it definitely helped you out in reference to getting to the cash line. Devin Booker, man, this dude does not do anything but score. And that he did. He had 27 points, leading the team in scoring. 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, hit 10 of 21 from the field, and hit 2 of 4 3-point shots. Eric Bledsoe, he did double-double in 40 minutes. He had 17 and 7 to go with 10 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block, but the price point was just too high on him today. It was just too high. TJ Warren was a guy that was coming up in a lot of models, man, and I kind of liked him a little bit. He had 17 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals while shooting 57% from the field. The only problem is I didn't like TJ Warren as much as as much as everybody was telling me. I didn't like him as much as everybody was telling me. There's sometimes you just get too cute and you don't roster a guy. And TJ Warren was in a decent spot. I should have liked him a lot more. Allen Williams in 14 minutes off of the bench had 16 and 3 to go with 1 assist. Pretty good game from him. Alex Len got the start for some reason. Tyson Chandler didn't play due to a coach's decision. And Alex Len only had 4 points, 7 boards, 1 assist, and 2 blocks. You've got to do better than that with a starting role. Come on, Alex. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. On the Chicago Bulls side, we saw 43 minutes of Jimmy Butler. Now put this in perspective. If before the slate starts, I tell you, look, I know what's going to happen in this game. You're going to see 43 minutes of Jimmy Butler in an overtime game. What do? You roster him. You fucking roster him every time. The dude just shot shitty. 38% from the field. He had 1 of 4 3-point shots. Had 22 points, 3 rebounds, 9 assists, 4 steals. Not a great game. At that price point, we need you to ball, bro. And you just didn't do it. Robin Lopez in 36 minutes had 19 and 6. Not a bad game there from him. Dwayne Wade, he led the team in scoring, actually. He had 23 points, 4 boards, 3 assists, and 2 steals to go with 2 blocks in his 32 minutes. And we saw a decent game off on the bench for Nikolai Mirotic. 36 minutes for him. He had 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. Really nice game there. Denzel Valentine kind of stuffed the stat sheet in a major way. He had 15 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, and 3 steals. And this is becoming one of the teams that's going to be hard to predict. Like, I thought, due to the moves that they made, the couple of moves that they made, that this team would be a little more easy to read. You know that Jimmy Butler is a usage monster. He's going to be ending a lot of plays. He was somebody that I thought we could look to in this game, but clearly this team is still in a disarray. And I'm not going to be looking forward to rostering a lot of these guys going down the stretch. Next game we're going to talk about is the Milwaukee Bucks at home against the Utah Jazz. Now, this is a game where we saw Giannis go ham. And this is another story for me of just getting too cute. Who the fuck else is going to play? It doesn't matter who they're playing. Who else is going to play all those minutes and do whatever the team needs to do to keep the game close? It's going to be Giannis. But we're going to start on the Utah side, where Gordon Hayward played 34 minutes, had 29 points, 3 boards, 4 assists. Great game there from him. We saw a really nice one for Rudy Gobert, man. He pulled down 16 boards, had 2 assists, blocked 3 shots, and scored 15 points. Nice game there. George Hill even chipped in 19 points to go with an assist, a rebound, and 4 steals in his 34 minutes. And Derek Favors in 26 minutes had 19 and 7 to go with 2 assists and 2 blocks. Pretty good game we saw from him. On the Milwaukee side, Giannis went ham. 33 points, 12 boards, 3 assists, 5 steals, a block, shot 62% from the field, hit 2 of 4 3-point shots, and converted 11 of 15 free throw attempts into points. Pretty good game we saw from him. Mike Beasley in 32 minutes had 22 and 6, and we also saw Chris Middleton for 24 minutes. He had 9 and 3. Not a great game there for him, as he is still trying to get acclimated after that injury. Next game I'm going to talk about is the Oklahoma City Thunder. It came out that we weren't going to see Vic Oladipo, and I thought immediately that would help Westbrook out a lot. I really thought it would. But we're going to start on the Lakers side, where we saw Brandon Ingram for 38 minutes. He had 11 points, 5 boards, 4 assists, and 1 steal. Pretty decent game there. I loved Julius Randle all day in the spot that he was in. He only got 28 minutes, but he did get 13 points, 11 boards, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Pretty nice game there. D'Angelo Russell balled out in 35 minutes. He had 29 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals. And we saw Larry Nance Jr. He only scored 4 points, but he pulled down 12 boards, had 2 assists, 2 steals, and blocked 3 shots. Really nice game there. Jordan Clarkson was a player that we talked about earlier in the midday mix. He had a nice game off of the bench. In 29 minutes, he had 14 and 5 to go with 5 assists and 4 steals. And the fact that they traded Sweet Lou Williams, and he's now stumbling and bumbling and fumbling and knocking down shots in Houston, lets you know how much they think they've got something with Clarkson being like that lead dog off of the bench playing for the second team. So I do like Clarkson going forward down the stretch. On the Oklahoma City side, Andre Roberson was a really nice play in this game. In 29 minutes, he had 19 points, 7 boards, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 1 block. Kind of stuffed the stat sheets up. We saw a really nice triple double from Russell Westbrook in 35 minutes. He had 17 points, 18 rebounds, 17 assists, 3 steals. Really nice game there. This was a bad shooting game for Russell Westbrook. He only shot 4 of 18 from the field. That's 22%. He had 1 of 5 3-point shots, but he converted 8 free throws. He made 8 free throws out of the 9 he attempted. If he has a better shooting day, this is one of those 75, 8. This is one of those 80-point games that we talked about him being able to have at that 13K salary. So Enes Kanter, in his first return back to action, only played 18 minutes. He had 4 points and 7 rebounds with 1 assist. We also saw Steven Adams for 31 minutes. He had 15 and 10 to go with 4 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. Really nice game from him. And Taj Gibson got into the action tonight in 21 minutes. He had 12 and 4 to go with 1 assist and 1 steal. Next game I'm going to talk about is the Minnesota Timberwolves at home against the Dallas Mavericks. This is a really good game. This is a really good game. I just finished watching it. It was one of the last games that I watched. It was a good one too. We saw Harrison Barnes for 37 minutes, and he had 20 points and 6 rebounds with 1 assist and 2 steals. A lot of cats were on Seth Curry today. I didn't know why, but he showed me. In 36 minutes, he had 31 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Yogi Ferrell shat the bed, stank up the joint. In 29 minutes, he had 5 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal. And we didn't see much else from anybody. Everybody was on Dirk Nowitzki, thinking he was be a solid play. But in 29 minutes, he had 8.7 boards, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Not a good game there. On the Minnesota side, I really thought that one of these guys was going to be the how did I miss that play. And Karl-Anthony Towns was definitely in the running for it. In 39 minutes, he had 26 points, pulled down 18 boards, dished out 3 dimes, had a steal. Really nice game there. We saw a nice game from Ricky Rubio, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 14 assists, and 3 steals from him. And Andrew Wiggins in 38 minutes had 27, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. The big 3 in this game had a really good game. Next game I'm going to talk about is the Atlanta Hawks at home against the Miami Heat. This game could have gone a lot of different ways, man. But once we knew that we weren't going to see Dennis Schroeder, that made a lot of people flock to Malcolm Delaney. I kind of viewed him as a must-play because a starting point guard like that also showed that he's a pretty decent player. Being at 3K, minimum salary on DraftKings, minimum salary on FanDuel, 3.5K. If the dude goes off and scores 30 points and you don't have him, you're fucking toast, right? But if the guy only scores 16, 17 points, so what? It's 6x value. It's not going to hurt you. And that's just what happened. Malcolm Delaney, not a great game there from him. But we're going to start on the Miami side, where we saw Rodney McGruder for 27 minutes. He had 13 and 3. Not a great game from him. Hassan Whiteside scored 2 points, pulled down 10 boards, and had 2 assists and 2 steals with 1 block. What the fuck is going on with Whiteside, bro? Dion Waiters in his time, 30 minutes, he had 14 points, 10 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. Really good game there. Tyler Johnson off of the bench, really nice game. 23 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, and 1 steal. And Willie Reed played 23 minutes while Hassan Whiteside was stinking up the joint. Reed was out there balling. 10 rebounds, 12 points. At that price point, you cannot beat that at all. On the Atlanta Hawks side, we just talked about Malcolm Delaney. In 23 minutes, he had 5 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal. That's pretty decent. It was right at 5.6x value for him. Paul Millsap had 21 and 4 to go with 1 assist and 1 steal. And I just did not like Dwight Howard too much. He had 23 minutes. He only scored 4 points, had 7 boards, 1 steal, and 1 block. Who was doing all the scoring in this game, man? It just was not a very good game. We saw Ersan Ilyasova for 16 minutes. He had 9 points and 2 boards with 1 steal. Not a great game there from him. Next game I'm going to talk about is the Brooklyn Nets going to Denver to take on the Nuggets. The Nuggets kind of bounced back, scored a ton of points, but it didn't come from the guys that we would expect it to. But we're going to start on the Brooklyn Nets side, where Karis LeVert played 26 minutes, had 10 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Not a great game there. Rondae Hollis Jefferson, man, 15 points, 8 boards, 4 assists, and 1 steal. Good game from him. Brook Lopez shat the bed in 26 minutes. He had 17 and 1 to go with 3 assists. Trevor Booker was a guy that I tossed and turned about because I really liked him. I really liked the spot he was in. He came off of the bench, man, and had 15 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. Pretty good game we saw from Trevor Booker. Isaiah Whitehead in 19 minutes had 12 and 2 to go with 3 assists. That came in scrub love. And didn't see much else from anyone off of the Brooklyn Nets side. On the Denver side, man, Jokic, snowflake, player of the night. He only played 14 minutes in this game. Had 2 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, and 1 steal to go with the block. The guy was not in foul trouble. He just didn't see a ton of minutes. And we saw a lot of Mason Plumlee. And the dude had 12 and 12 to go with the 8 assists while shooting 62% from the field. Really nice game there. Jameer Nelson still flaked out. In 22 minutes, he had 8 and 1 to go with 6 assists and 2 steals. And Danilo Gallinari, in his second game back from that injury, had a really nice one. 20 points, 8 rebounds while shooting 61% from the field. Hit 3 of 6 3-point shots. That's good to go. Didn't see much from Will Barton. He had 11, 5, and 6. And Wilson Chandler, in 28 minutes, led the team, or second on the team in scoring. He had 24 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. And Gary Harris, who did lead the team in scoring at 27 minutes, had 25 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. The last game on the slate, the late night hammer game, was the San Antonio Spurs going to LA to take on the Clippers. We knew the Clippers were being on a back-to-back. We knew that the San Antonio Spurs were going to be rested, so we probably didn't have to worry about getting popped. But Kawhi Leonard, in 30 minutes, had 21, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, while shooting 43% from the field. Took 4 3-pointers, did not hit a single one. Not a great game for Kawhi Leonard. We saw a nice one from LaMarcus Aldridge in 34 minutes. He had 15 and 11 with 1 assist, 1 steal, and 1 block. And Tony Parker scored 17 points, also to go with 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Pretty good game there. Paul Gasol, in his first game back from injury, doubled on him in 26 minutes, he had 17 points, 11 boards, and 2 assists to go with the block. Pretty good game there we saw from him. And Manu Ginobili chipped in off of the bench in 22 minutes. He had 6 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals while shooting 40% from the field. On the LA Clippers side, Blake Griffin, 29 and 9, with 5 assists and 1 steal. Decent game, but not a great one from him at that price point. Austin Rivers continues to shoot hot, 23 points. He only had 3 assists, did not do much else, but shooting 57% from the field and 2 of 6 from behind the arc definitely made his lineup, his presence in your lineup worth it. Chris Paul played 32 minutes. He had 17 points, 6 boards, 5 assists, and 2 steals. And DeAndre Jordan, who usually benefits from Chris Paul just being on the court, didn't have a great game. 14 and 8 to go with 2 steals. Not a great game there for him. Now that we've recapped last night's games, let's go ahead and jump into the player pricing for tomorrow's 7-game slate. I'm going to open that up. And we roll DraftKings because it's kind of the standard for the sweatshop, but we do play FanDuel, we play Yahoo. So I'm going to do some generalized speaking, and that way we can all this will show you that I'm playing the people I'm talking about. Got to show you my lineup so you know. This is my single entry lineup. It bombed. You see them: Conley, Butler, Gallinari, Aldridge, Valanciunas, Delaney, Julius Randle, and Goran Dragic. Not a great line. Finished with 238.75 DraftKings points. Horrible showing for me tonight. But it happens, man. You win some, you lose some. Right? So, let's go ahead and jump into it. Now, first thing we're going to do is that quick slate breakdown where we jump into it so you understand how important slate recognition is. We've got the 5 p.m. is 2 games. That's going to be an early slate. We've got the full 7-game slate that starts at 7 p.m. Now, in that, we've got a 4-game late slate. Starts at 8:30. You can make some lineups here, throw them in the main. Do that. We got a 2-game later, a 2-game turbo, as well as a 3-game turbo. These two, the 3-game and the 4-game, make lineups there. Throw them bitches in the main, bro. It's a really good strategy. Can definitely help you out. So, we're going to open up the player pricing. And we do this so that we can get a good read on who we can just totally X out. Like we can say, hey, I'm not fucking with this guy. Or we can say, yes, this is the guy that I'm going to be having exposure to. So let's go ahead and get it popping. Now, already we can see we've got James Harden. He's going to be the highest salaried player uh, in the field. He's going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves, who it says they're the fourth ranked DVP against the point guard position. I think Harden is definitely rosterable tomorrow. LeBron James at 11K. The price is up on him just a little bit. I don't have a problem with LeBron James tomorrow. Uh, yeah, we can. I like LeBron James tomorrow. We can fire him up. DeMarcus Cousins at 10.7. A lot of people are going to chase that. Well, who's to say it's not Anthony Davis's turn to score a bunch of points? And for the looks of things, he's a lot cheaper. So Boogie could be a way to go, but I won't be fucking Boogie tomorrow. If I roster a big in this game, Dwayne ain't gonna be Boogie. Carl Anthony Towns at 10.5K is not something that I'm particularly interested in. Kevin Durant 9.9 against the Brooklyn Nets. You know, this could be a game where we don't see the full allotment of minutes from the Golden State guys, and I think for that reason, I'm not gonna roster Kevin Durant because this could be like one of those major blowouts where you don't see the motherfuckers too much in the second half, like a crazy blowout. It could be that. Steph Curry at 9.8K. That's just too much for me to put into a blowout. Just too much. Anthony Davis at 9.5K is a sneaky play tomorrow. Most people are going to roll Boogie if they're going to roll anywhere at all in this game. But I think I kind of like Anthony Davis more. He's better suited to play well against the Dallas Mavericks, in my opinion. Jimmy Butler at 9K, the price is down on him a little bit. I think the ownership is going to be down on him enough to where we could give him a shot there. Carmelo Anthony at 8.5K. That's not a play that I'm particularly interested in. The price is a little bit high on him. He's in a minus matchup going up against Robert Covington, who's an awesome wing defender. Kyrie Irving at 8.4 is not a play that I'm particularly interested in either. Andrew Wiggins, yes, for me at 8.1. Hassan Whiteside, this could be like a really good spot for Hassan Whiteside. If we use what happened last night as a guide, we won't be rostering Whiteside, but you've got to have a short memory in DFS. Maybe this guy is in a spot where he can definitely thrive. So Paul George at 7.9 is not a play that I'm particularly interested in. Joel Embiid is probably going to be out. We know Kevin Love is going to be out. Draymond Green. If I had to roster anybody from the Golden State side against the Brooklyn Nets, it would be Draymond Green. 7.6K is a very fair price for him. Nikolai Vucevic at 7.4. He's playable, definitely playable. I like Paul Millsap a lot at 7.3. Dwayne Wade is definitely in play, going up against his old teammate in LeBron James at 7.2. I think we can definitely look to that. I kind of like Dion Waiters at 7K tomorrow, going up against the Indiana Pacers. We know they suck against those twos that can shoot and drive to the basket and just have an overall complete game, which Dion Waiters does have at the moment. Jeff Teague, I'm not interested in him at 7.1K. Drew Holiday at 7K going up against the Dallas Mavericks is not a play that I'm very interested in. Dario Saric is up to 6.9. I think I'm okay with that. Klay Thompson is another play that I kind of like at 6.8K. Brook Lopez, we know the trouble that Golden State poses for centers, but this is a soft center that likes to shoot threes, and if the game doesn't get terribly out of hand, we might see a nice fair amount of minutes for Brook Lopez. I'm gonna have him in my mind as a sneaky contrarian GPP play. Dwight Howard is a yes at 6.8, going back to Orlando against his former teams, and I think he's been crushing against his former teams. I really do. Goran Dragic is definitely worth a look at 6.8. I really like him. Now, I rostered Derrick Rose his last time out, and he shit a brick. So I'm not going to roster him, and he's probably going to play well at 6.7K against the Philadelphia 76ers. Ricky Rubio, yes, at 6.6. If he had to score, if we needed Ricky Rubio to score to be of perfect fantasy value, I wouldn't like him because Patrick Beverly really shuts down scoring when it comes to the point guard position. But this dude is a facilitator, and he's got some really good finishers around the basket. I really think we can look to Ricky Rubio at 6.6K. I'm okay with that. Kristaps is probably going to be out in this game, 6.6K. So we won't be able to roster Kristaps, but I do like Hernan Gomez at 6.5K. I think he's in a really solid spot, especially if we know for sure that we're not going to see Kristaps Porzingis tomorrow. Bob Covington at 6.4. I kind of like him. Schroeder, he was suspended for the last game. I'm not sure if he's going to be suspended for this game as well. If he does play, I still don't like him. Evan Fournier is a player that I'm fairly interested in at 6.1K. I like that. Tristan Thompson, you can give me some of that at 6K. Harrison Barnes, I like Harrison Barnes at 6K. Going up against the New Orleans Pelicans at home. I kind of like that. Yogi Ferrell at 5.9. Now it seems to me like he's still getting the minutes. It seems to me that Yogi Ferrell is still getting the minutes. And as long as that is, as long as that's the deal, because he played 29 minutes last time. 5.9K, Drew Holiday defense. I'm not scared to roll some Yogi Ferrell tomorrow. This guy is James Johnson, 5.8. I'm not very interested in that. Tim Hardaway Jr. is in play at 5.7, most definitely. Miles Turner is in play at 5.7. I like him tomorrow. Wesley Matthews is a no. Nerlens Noel, he may play tomorrow against the against the New Orleans Pelicans. He plays for the Dallas Mavericks now, so we need to take a look at that. It says that the DVP against the point guard position is sixth against for the New York Knicks, for my New York Knicks. TJ McConnell don't give a fuck about that. And I think he can have a really nice game. 5.6K. He went up 100 after hitting value last night. That's not too much to ask. Elfrid Payton at 5.5. You know I love to attack the Atlanta Hawks at the point guard position. Elfrid Payton had a stinker last time out. Nobody's going to want to roster him. I think he could pay off for you. Trevor Ariza is a no for me. Channing Frye getting the start at 5.5. I'm cool with that. Dirk Nowitzki is a no at 5.5. Okafor is a no. Aaron Gordon, if he's playing at the power forward where he was last game, a lot of people are going to be liking that. And I think we can definitely take advantage of Aaron Gordon at 5.4. Jerry Lin is a no for me. Pat Bev, yes. Give me some of that Pat Bev tomorrow at 5.3K. The price ain't move a bit. I like him. Gorgie Jang is a no for me. Clint Capella is not in play as well. Thaddeus Young, no. I don't like him. I don't like Michael Carter Williams. Tyler Johnson is a play. Yes, at 5.1K. I do like that. Ronnie Hollis Jefferson. Going to see a lot of Kevin Durant if he's on the floor. And I don't think that's going to stop Kevin Durant in the least at 5K. I don't like him. Eric Gordon is in play for me at 5K. I kind of like him tomorrow. So is Ryan Anderson at 5K. Bobby Portis. How many minutes did we see from Bobby Portis last time? Last game out against the Phoenix Suns. I don't think we saw a ton of minutes for Bobby Portis. He did start the game, but he only played 16 minutes. So I'm not sold on it. I would go back to the Myrtic well if I had to. Seth Curry at 5K. He's definitely in play tomorrow. Ersan Ilyasova. He started against the Orlando Magic, I believe. He played recently for the Orlando Magic. Maybe he wants to go out and have a good showing. The price is cheap. He's 4.9. Maybe he's in play tomorrow. Lou Williams at 4.9 going against the Minnesota Timberwolves. No, I don't want Lou Will tomorrow. Kyle Korver, yes, this guy's in play. Kyle Korver has been balling. He's been shooting the lights out. And if in your Cleveland stack, which I'm going to have a Cleveland stack, I do want to take advantage of some of that with Kyle Korver. Robin Lopez is a no for me. Trevor Booker, yes, give me some of that Trevor Booker. High pace up tempo matchup, 4.6K. A lot of jumpers flying, a lot of rebounds. Yes. Courtney Lee is a yes at 4.6. Kent Bazemore is in a very positive matchup, but I just can't roster Kent Bazemore. Terrence Ross is a yes at 4.5, especially if he does get the start. No Rajon Rondo for me. Rashawn Holmes is in play at 4.4. Sean Kilpatrick is in play at 4.3. No Kyle O'Quinn for me. Nikolai Mirotic, yes, at 4.1. We can look to him. Josh Richardson is not a play that I'm particularly interested in. Neither is Monte Ellis or Willis Reed. Willie Reed. Etuan Moore at 4K is in play. Definitely. He's in play. Especially if he started. Brandon Jennings at 4K, man. He's got to start for me to like him. Andre Iguodala at 3.9. Hell yeah, this game could blow up. We could see a lot of Iguodala, maybe 24 minutes off of the bench. I like him. Shabazz Muhammad at 3.9 is in play for me. Solomon Hill is a no. Sauce at 3.9 is a no. Dinwiddie is a no. Pachulia, if he does get the start at 3.8K, I think we can look to him for that. Kevin Seraphin is a no. Joffrey Laverne, he's probably going to make his return in his first game against with the Chicago Bulls, so we can look out for him, but I don't want a piece of that. Sean Livingston is a no. Karis LeVert could see extended run going up against the Golden State second team. Game could blow out. Karis LeVert, 3.7K, could be a solid play. Jeff Green is a no for me. Derek Williams is in play at 3.7K, especially if this game does get away from the Chicago Bulls. CJ Miles, he's back in the starting rotation. Don't like him as much. Hey, we got a visitor. What's up? What's up? Okay, go use the bathroom, baby. She woke up. Go open the door. Carson, come here. You gotta use the bathroom? Go use your bathroom. Hurry up. Hurry up. I don't want you to pee on yourself. Because I got to clean that up. She's sleepwalking. This child is sleepwalking. Carson, go ahead before you peep things up. Get up, get up, get up, get up. And go ahead. Use the bathroom. There you go. Yeah, weird. Okay, so JJ Barea is out. Malcolm Delaney, if he does get to start 3.5K, no, I don't want any of that. Thabo Sefolosha at 3.5K is definitely in play. I like that. Sam Decker is a no. Montrezl Harrell is a no. Wayne Ellington, no. Jerry and Grant, no. Campaign, 3.5K is a no for me. Devin Harris is not a play that I like too much tomorrow. There's just not too much here, man. This is very slim pickings. Very slim pickings. Gerald Henderson is a very reliable player. I kind of like him. You can target him. You can target the New York Knicks at the shooting guard position on the perimeter. I kind of like him tomorrow. Rodney McGruder, 3.3K. This price is still cheap on him going up against the Indiana Pacers. That may be a play that you might like for the cheap. That you play like for the cheap. Let's see if we can find a 3K play of the day. Let's go ahead and check it out. Check it out. Who do we like? Ian Clark can see a lot of minutes going up against the Golden State, the Brooklyn Nets. She's back. She's back. Come here. Hit. And she's gone. And she's gone. This is real life, baby. This is real life. This is what happens. This is a day in my life. Kids everywhere. All right, so 3K play. Isaiah Whitehead, maybe. Patrick McCall, maybe. David West could be a solid play at 3K. He could see a lot of minutes in the blowout. DJ Augustine at 3K, maybe. Okay. Not a lot to choose from, man. I don't see the 3K play of the day that I like to bless y'all with. So let's go ahead and jump into the point totals for tomorrow. It is an 8-game slate altogether, but only 7 of them are going to be playable on DraftKings as far as the main slate goes. We're going to start. We're just going to talk about that Charlotte and Sacramento game because some of you might want to play that early 2-game slate, and I have no problem with that at all. The game is in Sacramento. Kemba, yeah, fire him up. I like him. I think he's probably going to have a really nice game against Ty Lawson. Those guys are probably going to go back and forth. You can definitely go with well, if you're going to play this game, it's a 2-game slate. You're going to be stacking the shit out of it. So just stack Charlotte. Just stack Charlotte, and we can move on from there. First game I'm going to talk about in the DraftKings main slate is going to be the Atlanta Hawks going to Orlando to take on the Magic. This is a 208.5 point total with the Atlanta Hawks giving up 3 points. The Orlando Magic are a home dog. You know how I feel about home dogs. Maybe they can get off. We know that Dwight Howard once played for the Orlando Magic. He was actually drafted by those guys. And I think he's been tearing it up against his former teams. So after coming off of that bad game last night, maybe he does get up. Even though it's a back-to-back, he does get up and play a good one for the Orlando crowd that kind of hates him. So I really think we can look to him tomorrow. And if I like Howard a lot, then that means I don't like Millsap because very rarely do both of these guys ball out at the same time. That's just been my experience with this team. So that would lead me to take it to another spot on the floor. And I think we can look to some guys like Tim Hardaway Jr., maybe some Thabo Sefolosha. If we know that Schroeder's going to be back, he's going to have a heck of a time with the Orlando perimeter defense. They are very good against the point guard position. On the Orlando side, I still like Elfrid Payton. Nobody's going to like him tomorrow because of what he's done recently, but I still like him for 2 reasons. Number one, he's a pretty decent point guard when he sees the minutes. Number two, I love to attack Atlanta on the perimeter. So I don't have a problem with rostering Elfrid Payton. I'm probably going to have him in a few lineups. Vucevic is also in play for me. So is Evan Fournier. This is a very stackable side team. That those 3 guys are stackable. I kind of like it. Next game I'm going to talk about is the Philadelphia 76ers going to New York to take on my Knicks. This is a 216.5 point total with my New York Knicks giving up 4.5 points. Wow, how can we give up 4.5 points without Kristaps Porzingis? Who's going to be starting in this place? That's what we want to know. The last game, when Kristaps didn't come back in the first half, we saw a ton of Lance Thomas. If that's true, I'm not touching Lance Thomas with a 10-foot pole. I think Derrick Rose could be in play more. because we don't see Kristaps. So the offense got to come from somewhere. The shots have to come from somewhere. So if Kristaps is not playing, we could definitely look at Derrick Rose. I don't like Melo as much. He's probably going to get his, but I just don't like him that much. At 8.5K, man, I need you to score me damn near 50 points. And I don't think that's going to be in the cards for Melo tomorrow. Hernan Gomez is also a player that I think we can look to. They're going to need somebody to shore up the front court, and go out and rebound the basketball and actually do some scoring in the low post. And I think Hernan Gomez can do that. That's where I would go. I would go Hernan Gomez, Derrick Rose, maybe some Courtney Lee. On the Philadelphia side, we talked about it already. I like T.J. McConnell. I don't care what the DVP says against the New York Knicks. We suck on the perimeter. And I think that you can definitely take advantage of that with a guy like T.J. McConnell. Maybe even at the shooting guard position with a guy like Gerald Henderson for the cheap. Dario Saric is definitely going to be in play. Robert Covington can be a solid play. There's a lot to like about this game in particular, especially the Philadelphia 76ers side. Next game I'm going to talk about is the Indiana Pacers going to Miami to take on the Heat. This is a 209.5 point total. Whiteside. Ah, if if I'm thinking heavy about Whiteside, and what's while I'm thinking about Whiteside, I'm like, damn, Miles Turner's on the other side and he's cheaper. So I definitely like Miles Turner in this game. I think Miles Turner can have a solid one. I like Goran Dragic going up against that Jeff Teague defense. I also think that we can look to definitely we can look to Dion Waiters tomorrow. I think Dion Waiters can be a solid play. He's very streaky, had a good game out last time. Maybe he follows it up with another one. I don't have a problem with you rostering that guy at all. On the Indiana Pacers side, Jeff Teague does intrigue me, but against Goran Dragic and the Miami Heat overall perimeter defense, I don't think I'm going to test those waters. Paul George is in line for a bounce back game. Could happen tomorrow. I don't have a problem with rostering Paul George at that price point. Also, we talked about Miles Turner already. Thad Young is not so much in play for me. This is a 209.5 point total, so that's not bad. On a 7-game slate where the highest point total is going to be from a game that's probably going to blow out, that's not that bad. And it's only a 3.5 point spread. Not that bad at all. Next game I'm going to talk about is the Chicago Bulls going to Cleveland and take on the Cavaliers. This is a 215.5 point total with an 11 point spread. The Cleveland Cavaliers are at home, giving up 11 points to the Chicago Bulls. Keep in mind what LBJ has been doing recently, bro. Like, this dude has been staying in games. If he is anywhere near a triple-double in the third quarter, he's going to stay and complete that bitch. Because he's playing for a lot more than just wins. This dude is playing to be like the best ever. And it's really been showing in his game recently. So don't get too cute. You can roster LeBron at 11K. You can. You can. I like him tomorrow. And I'm going to have him primarily in my stack lineup, so my Cleveland stacks. When we talk about stacking Cleveland, we got to talk about Channing Frye. We got to talk about Tristan Thompson, maybe a little Kyle Korver. I do not like Kyrie as much as I did the other time out. Last time out, and he didn't play very well. So I probably will have limited exposure to Kyrie Irving. But on the Chicago side, Jimmy Butler is not going to be somebody who everybody wants to roster coming off of that bad game. But who else is going to score the fucking ball? So Jimmy Butler is in play, but I do like Dwayne Wade more. He's a little bit cheaper. The game kind of means a little bit more personally to Dwayne Wade. He's got a little more invested in this matchup against LeBron James. I think he goes out and has a really solid game. I really do. I think he does. Not too much that I like on the Chicago side as far as the bigs like rebounding the ball. We talk about guys like Robin Lopez and Bobby Portis and those guys. I don't like those guys too much. I would take my chances paying down for Mirotic, who I know is not only going to do some banging down low, but he's also going to step outside and shoot that deep shot. And if he's shooting that ball well, we can definitely look for him to return 6x value on that price point. So next game I'm going to talk about is going to be the New Orleans Pelicans going to Dallas to take on the Mavericks. This is a 204 point total, and it's only a -1 in favor of New Orleans Pelicans. The Dallas Mavericks are the home favorite, giving up 1 point. There's not too much to like about this game. The only thing that I really like on the New Orleans side is the contrarian play value of a guy like Anthony Davis. Because I don't think Anthony Davis is just going to sit around and let Boogie just do all the work. I think Anthony Davis is going to have a really nice game in this one. And I definitely see that coming. On the Dallas side, Yogi Ferrell is definitely in play. You can look to a guy like Harrison Barnes. I think he's going to be in a really nice spot. Nerlens Noel probably will play in this game. I think he's going to play. Not too much to like other than those guys, other than Yogi Ferrell and maybe some Yogi Ferrell, Seth Curry, and Harrison Barnes. Only guys I really like on the Dallas side. On the New Orleans Pelicans side, we talked about him already. I like Anthony Davis. I think you can look to Etuan Moore if you want to get that salary saving option at the shooting guard position. Drew Holiday has been in somewhat of a funk lately coming out of the All-Star break. Don't know if we see him snap out of that against a really solid perimeter defensive unit. So I probably won't take my chances too much with that. The next game I'm going to talk about is a 227 point total with the Houston Rockets giving up 11.5. Now they're giving up 11.5 points. That's a lot of points to give up to the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I don't think they can do that. If I had to, I would take the Minnesota Timberwolves with the points in this game. We can look to their big three, man. We talk about Pat Beverly defense and how it affects point guards that like to score. Well, Ricky Rubio likes to pass. So I think we can definitely look to Ricky Rubio tomorrow. Also, I do like Andrew Wiggins. I even think that we can look to Karl-Anthony Towns in some spots. This is going to be a really good game. It's going to be a way more competitive than the point differential, the point spread is telling us. So I don't believe that 11.5 points. On the Houston side, yes, you can roster James Harden. Why not? I mean, the 227 point total. Somebody's got to score. Somebody's got to facilitate and assist the basketball and be a part of so many different offensive possessions. I think that can be James Harden tomorrow, especially going up against a subpar / mediocre defender like Ricky Rubio. I have no problem with rostering James Harden tomorrow, even though he is the highest salary guy on the slate. Didn't have a good game out the last couple games, so people are not really going to want to be on him. It's a 7-game slate, so you can get around him if you need to, but I think I'm going to have him in a lineup or two. To continue on the Houston side, Eric Gordon is a play that I kind of like. I don't like Sweet Lou Williams as much as I did last time out, as much as I should have last time out. Pat Bev, I really love Pat Bev in this game. You can look to Ariza if you want to, maybe some Ryan Anderson. There's a few guys in this game on the Houston side that I really do like. Next game I'm going to talk about, and the last game on tomorrow's 7-game main DraftKings slate, it's going to be the Brooklyn Nets going to the Oracle. This is the highest point total on the slate. It is also the largest point spread on the slate. It's a 234.5 point total. That's a ton of fucking points. But it's a 22-point differential. That means the Golden State Warriors are giving up 22 points to the Brooklyn Nets. So that's telling me this game could get the fuck away from these guys really quick. And the only guys that I really feel comfortable rostering are going to be guys from the Brooklyn Nets second team. I mean, I'm going to take some shots on some contrarian shit, in some ways, and maybe roster a starter or two from the Brooklyn side across all of my lineups. But I'm not going ham. And I'm not going ham on the Golden State side either. Because this is the kind of blowout where you don't see Steph Curry past the third quarter. You don't see Kevin Durant past the third quarter. This can be a really big blowout. And I think whoever picks this game right, whoever picks the right guys from this game, in terms of having that late night hammer, are going to be standing in the winner's circle tomorrow. So this has been your DFS Jerusalem. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem if you would like to support the show any further, because you're supporting the show. You most certainly are. By giving me your likes, your views, your comments, your dislikes, because there's always that one motherfucker who dislikes the video. Cats in here getting to the money. We all family trying to work, and there's always a snowflake ass motherfucker that dislikes the video. Whatever. You're here. It's all good. Thank you. But if you want to support the show, you can click that button where it says support the show. Click it, let it take you where it wants to take you. Also, you can go ahead and copy some DFS Sweatshop swag if you'd like to represent keeping it 300 and be in the sweatshop. You can definitely do that. Or you can become a full-fledged member of the DFS Sweatshop by visiting the website at www.dfssweatshop.com. This has been your DFS Jerusalem. Tomorrow is Saturday. Enjoy your weekend. Get your research in. I will probably most likely be live somewhere in the midday mix. You can definitely count on me to be there for you for all of your DFS needs. Baseball's coming up. You're going to be in tune with that. But until then, what I want you to do is what I always want you to do in the sweatshop. I want you to keep it 300, baby.